How's it going, everybody? Quick little update here and story time. I thought this would be cool, as I told you guys in my last video. From time to time, I'm going to be doing some, more personal updates here. Obviously, we all know the landscape and what you can and can't do here. So I figured I would turn this into a cool, fun, just anything random page, anything that randomly pops up that I wouldn't want to post on some of my other pages, obviously, which you could find all of them at logicalbrad.tv. But today, I'm going to do two things. First of all, I'm going to tell a story of how I got the name Brad. And that is because before I was born, my dad was a musician. And he used to be really into like folk music and all types of stuff. His albums are what I grew up on when I was a kid. Jimi Hendrix and 10 Years After and Johnny Winter and stuff like that. But then he also liked a lot of folk. I actually was almost named Arlo after Arlo Guthrie. That's what he wanted to, and my mom talked him out of it. But I was named Bradley because in the late 70s, my dad went out to California to live with my aunt who had lived there. And he was going to try and get some of his music recorded and, see what he could do. See if he could get on and listen to it, see what's going on. That's what the rumor always was, right? You go out to California, you get your music done. So when they were living with my aunt for about 6 months. They were out there, and there was the little kid next door. My dad, for a little extra money, was giving him guitar lessons, and his name was Bradley. And my mom, she says, apparently she fell in love with the name. Like when she would hear him be called for dinner or different things, she just loved the sound of it. So when they had come time to have a kid, even though I clearly am not, Bradley's not even an Irish name, even though I'm half Irish, but it's certainly not a Sicilian name. But when it came time, my mom talked my dad out of Arlo, and I wound up being named Bradley. But the main point of this video is that while they were out there, my dad actually did get 3 of his songs recorded. And to hear them tell it, he go, you couldn't get anyone to even listen to it, and it was basically just wound up turning into nothing, and nothing ever came of it. But he came home with a 3-song EP. And so I have this album, and I thought it'd be fun to post them here. So once I am done with this, I am going to post them individually. Maybe you guys like it, you check it out. I always thought they were really cool, and I was always pretty inspired by it. And I hope you like it. So that is my parents' 6-month excursion to California, which, to hear my mom talk about it, oh my God, she's like, everything was so slow. She always tells the story. She's like, I'd be at the deli counter and they'd be like, slice, have a whole conversation, slice. They're coming from Queens, where everything's like, you want thin? Okay, what do you want? You want some ham? Boom, so it was like total culture shock to them too. So I used to grow up hearing stories about California. I'm sure California's way different now, but it was back in the day. It was apparently much different than New York. But 2 things came out of that. My dad came back, at least, even though he couldn't really get no one to hear nothing or anything, which we know now is probably a blessing. He did come back with an album, and I came back with, eventually in the 80s, became my name. So I thought I'd post them for you. Talk to you guys soon.